Everyone saw strength. Everyone saw experience. Everyone saw leadership. But God saw something else. When the prophet Samuel went to Jesse's house, 7 strong sons stood before him, tall, broad, confident. Each one looked like the perfect king, and yet God rejected every single one. Why? Why would heaven ignore the obvious choice? Tonight, we uncover what most people miss in this story. Israel needed a new king. Saul had failed. The throne was unstable, the nation uncertain. So Samuel was sent to Bethlehem with a mission to choose the next king. Jesse's household was busy and full of energy. The older sons trained daily, building strength, sharpening skill, earning admiration. They were respected, expected to lead. David, however, was different. While his brothers trained for recognition, David cared for sheep. From sunrise to sunset, he guided the flock across open hills. He learned patience in silence. He learned courage in isolation. He learned responsibility when no one was watching. Though smaller, he carried something rare, a quiet confidence, a fearless spirit, a heart shaped in hidden places. When Samuel arrived, the eldest son stepped forward, tall, commanding. Even the prophet was impressed. Surely this was the chosen one, but heaven disagreed. One by one, the sons stepped forward. One by one, they were passed over. The second, rejected. The third, rejected. By the time the 7th stood there, the room felt heavy, confused, uncomfortable. How could every obvious choice be wrong? Samuel finally asked, "Are these all your sons?" Jesse hesitated. "There is still the youngest, but he is out with the sheep." Still, as if he barely counted, as if he wasn't worth mentioning. And so David was called. He came running from the hills, dust on his clothes, wind in his hair, curious, unaware. He entered the room not knowing it would change his life forever. The prophet looked at him, and something shifted. Not because of his height, not because of his strength, but because of what could not be seen. The smallest, the quietest, the overlooked one, carried the mark of destiny. David knelt as oil was poured over his head. No celebration, no trumpet, no crown. His brothers stared in disbelief. How could the shepherd be chosen over warriors? How could the boy from the fields outrank them all? But here is the surprising part. David did not move into a palace. He did not sit on a throne. He went back to the field. Chosen, but still hidden. Anointed, but still unseen. And this is where many misunderstand the process of God. Selection does not mean immediate elevation. Sometimes you are chosen long before you are revealed. David carried a promise, but he still smelled like sheep. Maybe that's where you are right now. Gifted, capable, overlooked. Heaven may have spoken over your life, but your environment hasn't changed yet. The field is not rejection. It may be preparation. As David grew, whispers began among his brothers. How can he be chosen? They mocked him, tested him, dismissed him. But David did not argue. He did not compete. He returned to the hills and continued growing. quietly. One day, danger struck. A predator attacked the flock. Without hesitation, David ran toward the threat, not away from it. The boy no one believed in became the protector of the herd. Greatness often hides in ordinary places. Strength is not measured by size. Leadership is not proven by applause. Courage is formed in private battles. The field built what the palace never could: humility, resilience, dependence. While his brothers gained recognition, David gained depth. While they trained for war, he trained his heart. And when the time finally came, when giants stood before him and armies trembled, he was ready, because preparation always precedes promotion. Imagine standing in that room, watching 7 strong men be passed over, then watching a shepherd be selected. It didn't make sense, but heaven sees differently. And maybe the real question isn't, why did God choose David? Maybe the real question is, what does God see when he looks at you? Not your resume, not your followers, not your public image, but your heart. Are you faithful when no one applauds? Are you growing in seasons that feel small? Because sometimes the field comes before the throne, and the overlooked become the chosen. If this perspective changed how you see your season, subscribe to Sacred Depths, because beneath every familiar story, there is always a deeper truth waiting to be uncovered.